Birds are one of the blessings of nature. They sometimes are like friend to us and we care of them for our needs. They are beautiful by shape and color. Birds' existence dates back to 160 million years ago. There are different types of birds that exist which vary in characteristics. For instance, there are penguins that cannot fly. Further, there are birds that are known for their intelligence like parrots and corvidae. Moreover, we have peacocks which are beautiful and symbolize rain and good weather. Next, there are bats and vultures as well. Birds connect very closely to the environment and are quite intuitive. But in this video, we talk to you about 10 of strangest birds in the world. So, before getting the video, let me ask you to like the video and subscribe the channel so that we can make more interesting videos only for you. Number 1. Superb bird of paradise. It is a small, approximately 26 centimeters long, passerine bird. The male is black with an iridescent green crown, blue-green breast cover and a long velvety black erectile cape covering his back. The female is a reddish-brown bird with brownish barred buff below. The young is similar to the female. The greater lafarina is a dimorphic species. The species has an unusually low population of females, and competition among males for mates is intensely fierce. This has led the species to have one of the most elaborate courtship displays in the avian world. There are two main stages of courtship display. The first display, known as the initial display activity, involves a series of relatively simple behaviors. The initial display is then followed by a more elaborate courtship show, known as the high-intensity display. The greater lafarina is distributed throughout rainforests of New Guinea. It inhabits most commonly in rainforests or forest edges of Indonesia and Papua New Guinea. They can also be found inhabiting mountainous habitats of the forests in New Guinea. Number 2. Magnificent frigatebird. The magnificent frigatebird is a seabird of the frigatebird family Frigatidae. With a length of 89 to 114 centimeters and wingspan of 2.17 to 2.44 m, it is the largest species of frigatebird. It occurs over tropical and subtropical waters off America, between northern Mexico and Peru on the Pacific coast and between Florida and southern Brazil along the Atlantic coast. There are also populations on the Galapagos Islands in the Pacific and the Cape Verde Islands in the Atlantic. The magnificent frigatebird is a large, lightly built seabird with brownish-black plumage, long narrow wings and a deeply forked tail. The male has a striking red gular sac, which he inflates to attract a mate. The female is slightly larger than the male and has a white breast and belly. Frigatebirds feed on fish taken in flight from the ocean's surface, often flying fish, and sometimes indulge in kleptoparasitism, harassing other birds to force them to regurgitate their food. Number 3. Greater prairie chicken. The greater prairie chicken or pinnate grouse, sometimes called a boomer, is a large bird in the grouse family. This North American species was once abundant, but has become extremely rare and extirpated over much of its range due to habitat loss. Conservation measures are underway to ensure the sustainability of existing small populations. One of the most famous aspects of these creatures is the mating ritual called booming. Adults of both sexes are medium to large chicken-like birds, stocky with round wings. They have short tails which are typically rounded. Adult males have orange comb-like feathers over their eyes and dark, elongated head feathers that can be raised or lain along neck. They also possess a circular, unfeathered neck patch which can be inflated while displaying. This, like their comb feathers, is also orange. As with many other bird species, the adult females have shorter head feathers and also lack the male's yellow comb and orange neck patch. Adults are about 43 centimeters long and weigh between 24.7 to 42.3 ounces, 700 to 1,200 g. The greater prairie chicken has a wingspan range of 69.5 to 72.5 centimeters. Number 4. Long-wattled umbrellabird. The long-wattled umbrellabird is an umbrellabird in the Cotingidae family. Its Spanish names include Pájaro bolsón, Pájaro toro, Dunully, and Vaca del Monte. The long-wattled umbrellabird is considered rare and it resides in humid to wet pre-montane and cloud forest. They are often found on the Pacific slopes of southwest Colombia and western Ecuador, but occasionally are found at lower altitudes. The male is 40 to 42 centimeters in height, with the female being slightly smaller at 35 to 37 centimeters. Both sexes are short-tailed and carry an erectile head crest. Those of the males are slightly longer at 20 to 30 centimeters. The male is distinguished by a large throat wattle of feathers, while females and juveniles have no or a much smaller wattle. The length of the wattle can be controlled, and it can be retracted in flight. The male generally has black-colored shafts in its feathers. The long-wattled umbrellabird specific name penduliger derives from Latin pendulus, hanging, and refers to the wattle. Number 5. Kakapo. Kakapo can be up to 64 centimeters long. They have a combination of unique traits among parrots: finely blotched yellow-green plumage, a distinct facial disc, all-style forward-facing eyes with surrounding discs of specially textured feathers, a large gray beak, short legs, large blue feet, relatively short wings and a short tail. It is the world's only flightless parrot, the world's heaviest parrot, and also is nocturnal, herbivorous, visibly sexually dimorphic in body size, has a low basal metabolic rate, and does not have male parental care. It is the only parrot to have a polygynous select breeding system. It is also possibly one of the world's longest living birds, with a reported lifespan of up to 100 years. Adult males weigh around 1.5 to 3 kilograms, the equivalent figure for females is 0.950 to 1.6 kilograms. Number 6. Helmeted hornbill. Bizarre-looking bird, now very rare due to poaching for the ivory-like material of its bill. When perched, its most recognizable feature is the naked throat pouch, which resembles an undercooked steak, chalky white in the female and dull scarlet in the male. When in flight, its long trailing central tail feathers easily distinguish it from any other hornbill. Scarce and difficult to see, listen for its far-carrying maniacal laugh in mature lowland and foothill forests. Number 7. Marabou stork. The marabou stork is a large wading bird in the stork family Ciconiidae native to sub-Saharan Africa. It breeds in both wet and arid habitats, often near human habitation, especially landfill sites. It is sometimes called the undertaker bird due to its shape from behind, cloak-like wings and back, skinny white legs, and sometimes a large white mass of hair. The marabou stork was formally described in 1831 by the French naturalist René Lesson. He placed it in the stork genus Ciconia and coined the binomial name Ciconia crumenifera. He specified that locality as Senegal. The species is now placed with the lesser adjutant and the greater adjutant in the genus Leptoptylos that Lesson had introduced at the same time he described the marabou stork. The species is monotypic, no subspecies are recognized. Number 8. Hoatzin. The Hoatzin is pheasant-sized, with a total length of 65 centimeters, and a long neck and small head. It has an unfeathered blue face with maroon eyes, and its head is topped by a spiky, rufous crest. The long, sooty brown tail is bronze-green tipped with a broad whitish or buff band at the end. The upper parts are dark, sooty brown-edged buff on the wing coverts, and streaked buff on the mantle and nape. The underparts are buff, while the crisum, primaries, underwing coverts, and flanks are rich rufous chestnut, but this is mainly visible when it opens its wings. It is a noisy bird, and makes a variety of hoarse calls, including groans, croaks, hisses, and grunts. These calls are often associated with body movements, such as wing spreading. Number 9. Shoebill stork. The shoebill, also known as the whalebill, whale-headed stork, and shoe-billed stork, is a very large long-legged wading bird. It derives its name from its enormous shoe-shaped bill. It has a somewhat stork-like overall form and has previously been classified with the storks in the order Ciconiiformes based on this morphology. However, genetic evidence places it with pelicans and herons in the pelicaniforms. The adult is mainly gray while the juveniles are more brown. It lives in tropical East Africa, in large swamps from South Sudan to Zambia. The shoebill may have been known to ancient Egyptians but was not classified until the 19th century, after skins and eventually live specimens were brought to Europe. John Gould very briefly described it in 1850 from the skin of a specimen collected on the upper White Nile by the English traveler Mansfield Parkins. Number 10. California condor. The California condor is a New World vulture and the largest North American land bird. It became extinct in the wild in 1987 when all remaining wild individuals were captured, but has since been reintroduced to northern Arizona and southern Utah, the coastal mountains of California, and northern Baja California in Mexico. It is the only surviving member of the genus Gymnogyps, although 4 extinct members of the genus are also known. The species is listed by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature as critically endangered, and similarly considered critically imperiled by NatureServe. The plumage is black with patches of white on the underside of the wings. The head is largely bald, with skin color ranging from gray on young birds to yellow and bright orange on breeding adults. Its 3.0 m wingspan is the widest of any North American bird, and its weight of up to 12 kilograms nearly equals that of the trumpeter swan, the heaviest among native North American bird species. The condor is a scavenger and eats large amounts of carrion. It is one of the world's longest living birds, with a lifespan of up to 60 years. That's all for today. See you in another video. If you enjoyed the video and found it informative, then please like the video and share it with your friends and social media. Never forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon next to it. Share the video if we earn it. Thanks for watching.